Marquise Lightfoot is at the top of the board right now as the top rated commit for 2024, coming off the edge. And based at least on my information, that was a slight surprise.
There was fierce competition for Mr. Lightfoot, so it was a little bit of a toss up there where, you have to go head to head against other elite programs. Your Alabamas, your Georgias, your Ohio States, you got to go up against those kind of teams. And, to get the roster that we want, you have to win some of those battles. And Jason Taylor and company went into Chicago, Kenwood Academy, and did just that. So, 6'5", 225 edge rusher. As you can see on the far side of the screen there, Composite has him 128th in the country, 247's proprietary rankings, like their own individual like site rankings, have him as 62 in the country. So they're a little bit higher on him than the consensus. But either way that you slice it, this is a top tier kid. He should be an All-American. Great size. He's 6'5" with a positive wingspan. So, he's probably getting that, just with longer arms than his normal height is what I mean. So he has the reach and the length on the side, quick burst. This is a kid who can profile into a, potential first round draft pick kind of edge rusher. And, before you roll your eyes at that, we've had some, that being Jalen Phillips, those being Gregory Rousseau, type players, and he can profile with development there. A thing that I think that I'm going to lean into a little bit more until we see all of the players, well, maybe not for defensive end, but at other positions, because defensive end, we've seen guys hit the ceiling for their potential more than miss their ceiling. But really leaning into like, okay, what would a mid-level development be for him? Because it's funny, everybody, a lot of Canes fans yesterday were reliving some of the performances of years past, and talked about, hey, like there was this guy and this guy and this guy, like I said that the trio of Bradley Jennings Jr., DeAndre Wilder, and Wayne Steed is one of the worst linebacker groups in a signing class for Miami that I've ever seen. People were like, well, he wasn't saying that then. And I was like, yeah, because I was looking at the top end of what their development could be. So, hey, that's fine. We can also add the mid-level. So, I mean, I think that, when you get a player of Marquise Lightfoot's size and pedigree, you have to think that this is a multi-year starter in your program. You have to, as the floor. You know what I mean? Even if it's, trusty Trent Harris, we all, kind of made fun of him and everything. He was a, mid-high 3-star. He was a little undersized, but that man did his job. And he was always there. He was steady. He was consistent. So the errors in performance that led to, breakout passes and runs, that things that were designed to manipulate what he did on the field, those didn't really happen when he was here because he was consistent. And that's something to be proud of. So even if you're thinking, hey, Marquise Lightfoot at the floor should be Trent Harris, I think that that's a really good get. Then you add in the fact that he's uncommonly sized at 6'5", 225, and is coming here to be coached by NFL Hall of Famer Jason Taylor, who also shares, similar dimensions. Then you can really look at, and also, again, you look at the development and performance of players at this position, past and present. Then you can say, okay, cool. It stands to reason that absent injury, Marquise Lightfoot could or should hit, the 75 percentile or higher in his trajectory and development. But, whichever way you slice it, this is the highest rated player in the class at present. Another, blue chipper to join the group. Still not one of the 5 stars that Miami's been chasing or anything, but this is a very good get. This is a very good get in a vacuum, as in regardless of anything else going on in the recruiting world, getting Marquise Lightfoot is a good get. But if you consider some of the misses that have been going on, and also what Miami needs in this recruiting class, so you put the context into it, it's a good get. So in a vacuum, in context, however you want to slice it, Marquise Lightfoot coming, committing to the U, big move, big step forward, and hopefully that will continue to, gain Miami more momentum as we move through the rest of this very hot South Florida summer. My goodness.
Yeah, I've heard. If it's 90 here, then yeah, it must be
Yeah,
rather toasty there.
it was cooking. I have a friend of mine who like runs every morning before work, and they were like, "Yo, I got up to go outside and run at 5:30, and it was already 80 some degrees." I was like, "Yeah, it was, yeah. It's been that kind of toasty." But
Yeah.
regardless of that, we move on.